Alright, recording started. So yeah, that's what we get in exactly 4 seconds here. Market's about to open. Hopefully, I really don't want to see this go straight up. You bitch. I kind of wish this thing would. It's either it wicks down and then we can enter, or it goes up and creates that 1 minute gap, and I'm probably gonna take it to be honest because bouncing up in this 5 minute CISD, everything seems pretty good. Um, Showing the bullishness back to these 1 hours, and yeah. I don't think we just kind of like wick out one of these highs. We definitely need to go up here, in my opinion. We could also take out these highs low key, but I wouldn't bank on it because that's yesterday. I thought we were gonna take out these highs that looked exactly like this, and we never ended up taking them out, and it cost me a win. So I'm not gonna make that same mistake twice. Yes, it's so bullish compared to NQ as well. Um, but ES doesn't have the stacked 1 hours. It just has 1 hour. So I think I'd rather take it on NQ. What? Go, go. I did like I did think maybe we're starting a bearish trend. We could be, but even if we are on the 1 hour, and honestly I don't think we are, we would still need to retrace to here. So I'm kind of happy taking a long look to here, even if we are starting like a slight bearish trend on the 1 hour, because the 4 hour is still bullish, the daily still bullish, the weekly's hella bullish. So yeah, and Tuesday and Wednesday are really good at marking lows of the week. So I wouldn't be I wouldn't be too surprised if when you look at your daily profiles here on the daily time frame, if Monday we kind of just chilled, Tuesday we manipulated down here, Wednesday manipulates Tuesday's low and then starts like flipping back. If this candle flips back bullish, I'm very confident we are gonna go take out these highs. Now, could we be starting a bearish trend? Sure. But probability speaking, like odds are we're kind of just doing like kind of like this here. Same thing happened here, right? As here. Like there needs to be some type of retracement at some point, and I think that's what we're getting right now. Could it go a bit lower? Sure, but I'll I'll just assume that it won't, cause yeah, this thing's gonna go straight to my draw, isn't it? Smallest gap possible is here now on the 1 minute. Never even retraced my CISD. I technically wouldn't even be in the trade. It's kind of crazy. If we do end up entering on this gap, if it does create a gap here, the stop will probably be uh I would probably want to put my stop like this, which is like a pretty shitty RR. Maybe take the trade up to here for a decent RR and like go break even when we hit this gap, or like because it could still wick higher and close the gap. Like the hourly candle is still 30 minutes from closing. There's no news, nothing now for the rest of the day, so we're not getting a gap. So I can only kind of assume that we're gonna take this and all this shit out soon-ish, but I guess it did create a small fucking gap, but can we enter on such a small gap? It's a good backtesting session right here, low key, because I have never seen such a small gap hold. But that is kind of like some bullish displacement. It's probably like a nice 30 second, nice 15 second. We're kind of respecting it. Wick a bit lower maybe. I want to see these gaps hold. That 1 minute to hold. It needs to go back. If this 5 minute bearish gap could have closed, that would have been great. No, it's gonna close all these gaps right now. Yeah. All right. So it did just create another 5 minute down here, which is kind of chill, honestly. It's either we can take this the inverse here, and hopefully it doesn't take this out before. And with the way the SL is gonna be, it's gonna be like a 1 to 1.7, which is fine. Or we can kind of like wait and try to maybe short from there if we get anything going a little later. So it's not like a huge deal, even if we're not in this trade going up to this 1 hour gap. But I would kind of like being in this trade because I don't really feel um that comfortable taking shorts just yet, just because the 1 hour is bearish. The 1 hour is not an indicator of the what's going on. Like the 1 hour was also bearish, like here and here and here, and like every time we just ended up going higher. So also, I don't find the 4 hour bearish. So some people think that this is bearish here, but to me, the real low before it becomes bearish is here, because that's the only significant low. Like here is not a significant low. It's just like a low. I don't know how to explain that super clear, but if we get a market structure shift, sure, but before the market turns bearish, to me, it needs to break this low, because this is just like kind of like this low or this low. Market structure needs to break like a previous significant low, which is this one. So it kind of just went up and just chilled there. Like I don't consider this an actual low. It's kind of like if you were to go here, like this low here to me is not a real low. Because we broke it doesn't mean that we're bearish. We would have been bearish if we had broken this low. Same thing for here. We would have been bearish if we had broken this low. You know? Here, for instance, we would be bearish if we had broken this low and we just wicked it. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's just oh shit, what I do? It's kind of just like I go with the previous significant low, not the current low. So if this is your current low and we're making this high and we break through it, we need to break through this one here to be bearish to me. And I've had a better kind of like win rate with that shit. Because if you take just like the first low that's there, market needs to have some form of structure, and the structure is always gonna look like this, or almost. It's always gonna kind of look like this. So can we assume that this low that's here getting broken means we're bearish? No, it's kind of just like grabbing a little bit of liquidity before going. Just creating another small ass little 1 minute gap. I think I'm gonna go with a 5 minute low key if we can, because these 1 minute gaps are kind of like not it for me. And the RR is gonna be just a bit worse. We could put the stop here, but we could also get wicked out, so you have to keep that in mind. My stop would probably be a candle closure below this inverse, which is here. Um, that would probably be my stop, and not like a hard stop over here. So technically it is a 1 to 2, but if we do end up getting stopped out, it's like it could be like a 1 to 6 and a 1 to 7, or 1 to 1.7. Just so good. You guys only need a 70% win rate with a 1 to 1 to be profitable. So keep that in mind. And 1 to 1s are easy to achieve. Like if I wanted a 1 to 1, I could put my stop all the way down here, which I won't, but you get the gist. Like it's as long as you're consistent. Did we just SMT any high at all? We SMT this high. Now this is interesting. Now ES is showing weaker because we didn't take this high. And why is that? I'm thinking it's because of these stack highs. I told you guys about this with these 1 hours that we have on on NQ. which are stacked, right? We have this 1 hour gap stacked on top of this one, and these always get retraced back into, at least from my experience. Whereas ES only has the 1 hour gap. Can it get retraced back into? Sure, but it's a lot less likely in my opinion. So we just inverse the gap. I'm gonna put a limit order over here. Um, I'm actually not gonna put a limit order. I'm gonna wait to see a reaction, or at least a tap onto here, and then I'm gonna wait and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if we went all the way up here. Is there a 1 minute gap that was created now? Like a real one? No, that's fine. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I kind of like the structure here. The issue with this is that I don't super like is that if we were to retrace a little bit, my stop isn't even close to being at EQ of this. But if I see somewhat of a reaction here, I'll just enter. So I'm ready to enter here. I like that we're digging into this early into the next 5 minutes. I'm gonna enter this. I'm gonna enter this, just targeting this 1 hour, these 1 hour stacked double FVGs. If we get stopped, we get stopped. Again, the stop is just for show. The real stop is like kind of here, but we could wick out this whole thing. I just don't want to see a candle closure or too much bearishness below here. There's also a 15-minute gap down here that we need to take into account for that we could try to retrace back into, but I don't believe we will, to be honest. I think we're close enough that we could just go take these highs out and then go down there. I I, I don't really want to wait for this gap. It would have been a better trade-ish. If we do get stopped, I might re-enter on the 15 to try to get a better RR and everything, but so far so good. Once we break back above this high, I'm probably just gonna go BE because it's gonna be like a 1-on-1. Right? Or yeah, it's gonna be almost a 1-to-1. So I'm just gonna go BE, protect my trade. We've just created a bearish 1 minute here. Not the end of the world, but I'm not a big fan of this. We need to close it right now, or I'm probably just gonna honestly get out of the trade manually because these 1 minute gaps early into open are usually pretty strong. So if we hold it, I'm probably just gonna close and wait. I'm gonna close and wait. Looks like we're gonna hold it. If we end up closing back above it, I'll re-enter. These 1 minute gaps that open are always super strong for some reason. Oh, it held. Okay. I don't wanna I don't wanna lose for no reason when I know that these gaps have a high probability of holding. I guess now the real better entry would be from where I just said over here. If we want to retrace or like just wick it down here at the macro, give us a much better RR. But also if we go all the way down here, I'm not like super confident. We kind of need to close bullish above this previous high, which we did on the 5 minute, granted. Like this is a good market structure shift for me on the 5. And now we can kind of like wait for the retracement back into our 15-minute gap. And from there, maybe we could get a 1 minute CISD, which is another model I'll have to make a video on. It's a really good model, a really strong one. So basically, it's just you kind of like you have your overall daily like trend, which is up, right? You want this market to go up. You get an SMT at the low, like we have right now, with this low here to be exact. Um, you get a market structure shift to go higher on the 5, let's say, and then you get a 1 minute pullback into like a 15 or a 5 minute gap, a higher time frame gap below, back into OTE, sweeping some liquidity and shit, and then you get a 1 minute CISD out of that gap, and then you can kind of like cruise all the way to your draw. Issue is, do we retrace all the way down here before going to these hourly gaps? I'm not sure. We also created a bunch of 5 minute gaps along the way. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna end up monitoring all these gaps and see what's going on, or if we inverse this 1 minute gap from open. So we might want to inverse it now. I'm okay with not being in this trade though, because probability speaking, this shit holds more often than it breaks. If it does end up breaking, re-enter on the like this, it's even an even better R than the first trade. And if that breaks, you can enter down here again. Oh, you son of a bitch! This shit always fucking does this. Ever since Trump became president, this market's teleporting places. Still not at that 1 hour gap though. It swept all these highs here, which is fine, but it's still not at that gap. I'm gonna put my limit order, uh, like that. I doubt we get tapped in though, if I'm being completely honest with you. Highly doubt it. A little bit more just to reduce risk, but the stop is actually because if I do want to end up pulling this up higher, I can. We're going to the draw. We're gonna go. Yes, still hasn't taken any highs at all, ever. Yes is doing absolutely nothing. The opposite of yesterday, if you remember Cam. Kind of tempted to scooch this up here and bring this like over here for like a little bit more of a one-to-one. That today NQ is a lot more bullish than it was yesterday. Today NQ's is fucking sweeping everything. There's a big ass 1 minute gap here. I like this way more. Get a good RR from this if we just kind of like put it at the candle low. If NQ was like this yesterday, we would have hit full TP instantly. That's what I was telling them before, Cam. By mistake I bought a fucking 100K funded eval. Yeah, 'cause I have my card on it and I just kind of like have it on auto fucking not auto, but it auto resetted the one that I had. Yeah, I might just like fucking we'll send it tomorrow or something with it. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going long off it. I'm in it. Yeah, yeah. Once we break back this high, I'm probably gonna go B. Actually, I might not even go B. It's such a small trade. It's like 20 points. That like if this shit wants to go to the gap, it's gonna go. I don't want to put anything that's in its way. Hopefully macro sweeps the low that we made here, and then we go to the high. I wouldn't mind some drawdown in this, but I honestly don't want to see this whole gap filled. Should just we're so close to that gap that we should just kind of like go right through it. Uh, yeah. All right, go ahead. Not a huge fan that we haven't even gone, but macro opens in 1 minute, and I feel like macro is either gonna take us out instantly or bring us a TP instantly. I'll put my stop here, but I really don't want this candle to teleport, so I'll leave it here for now. This candle needs to go back up like now. Needs to go like now. could have, if the market wasn't so bullish and we weren't so close, usually I would have entered at the halfway point of the gap, which is exactly where we held. Big gaps like this, it's always good to have like equilibrium of the gap marked out. Are we expecting? No, okay, this is looking. Realistically, I could decide to put my stop here now, reduce my risk. I won't because again, the trade is so short, like it's so small. It's literally like 20 points. We're literally 15 points away from TP right now, so like Candle could just literally teleport there right now or teleport here or it could just I definitely don't like that window macro and we still haven't even gone here. Kinda makes me a little not like super, but a little bit wary of what's going on here. But I do kind of like that we're creating these lower highs here, like this easily swept liquidity for people that try to go short here. Whereas we just swept everybody that went long here. Did we close any annoying gaps? Did. Did. Alright, cool. If you look at this right here, we could probably not even. Okay. This is a longer trade than I thought. I thought we were gonna be in this trade for like a minute or two. If you lose 800, just full send the next trade. Honestly, is what I would do. My usual risk on funded is around like 1,000 per trade, anyways. Bro, this shit kind of like needs to go. Like, I'm bored. Like, bro, I thought this shit was gonna be fast. Fast. Just slow as fuck. Yeah, that's true though. Like, hurry the fuck up, bro. I ain't got all day. Give me my money. Ah, they know I'm patient. They know I'm patient. I wait for swing setups all week. It's just this one trade here is so small. Like, how you gonna move fucking? Oh, how you gonna move fucking 100, 200 points pre-market open? When market opens, you move 10 points. How does that work? We're wicking the high. This candle needs to fucking go up now. Like, I don't understand this shit right now. This thing's playing with my feelings. I'm obviously kidding, guys, in the chat. I don't really care. I don't actually care. All 5 minute gap created, but don't care. Alright, wig that low and go. Wick that low and go. Wick that low and go. If you're on the eval, I would. It's when you pass the eval that's a little bit like more sketchy because you've invested more money. Like the eval is like what, 50 bucks, let's say. Then when you pass, you have to pay like 200. So it's like then you're more invested into it, you know, because you spent more money on it. Are you in this trade? Oh, I thought you said you weren't gonna answer it. We just swept again this low, which is good. Did the ES sweep that low? It did. Okay. Whatever. It would have been really chill if it didn't. Back at break even here. Hopefully this was the move it needed to go higher. I gave it a little bit of room to breathe. Just a little bit of room. But my God damn it. Hopefully this little 1 minute gap that like the itty bitty 1 minute gap that's here is gonna close and then we can kind of like coast because there's probably like 30-second gaps and shit. Yeah. And 30-second gaps hold more weight than people give them credit for, honestly. Yeah, they be sneaking. Yeah, no. That's all you have to like you have to make like a trading like plan or something where you're gonna be able to like I don't know how to explain it super well, but you're gonna be able to like go through your day and do your shit, and even if you lose, you won't go on tilt. Because like if that's whether you're never missing a trade, so you enter early, or you like, cause like there's some people that go on tilt from missing the trade. Like if their trade goes to TB without tapping them in, and some people it's gonna be if when they lose a trade, some people it's gonna be if they risk too much or whatever. You just kind of like have to figure out what makes you go on tilt. I really don't like that we're accumulating like this, if I'm being completely honest. Now it's been a little too long, and 10 o'clock's gonna open, and I mean, realistically speaking, it should hold, but could it manipulate to the lows? Yeah. Do I think it will? I don't know, to be honest. When I entered, I would have said no. Now, it's been so long that it's like, but here's the thing, bro. The trade is not invalidated yet. The gap's still holding. It's just kind of like taking a lot longer than I thought it would. But it's not actually full party if you just like put down what you have left type of thing. Like you have $800 left to trade, you're sending in the rest, but it's not full porting would be buying a fresh account and sending the whole thing, or full porting like a live account. I don't consider that full porting. It's kind of like your last shot, anyways. The good news is we've been up more than we've been down, and we, bro, these highs don't want to get fucking broken. Like, I'm giving this shit like 2, 3 more minutes. If it doesn't fucking go, honestly, I would create a 1 minute EDBD gap. Like, bro. Ugh. ES has been doing nothing since we started, by the way. Like since market open, had that candle at 9, and then at since market open, it's been doing nothing. Oh, here we go. Break the highs. Fucking kidding me, bro. Of course, boy live. Just can you DM it to me so I don't forget, please? Nah, nah, the boy who lived. Talking in chat. I just want to thank you guys for being here, by the way. It's the first time I'm live and there's more than one person. Feels good. All right. I'm gonna lose my patience a little bit. Like, the more we sit in this, right? Maybe all I had to say was that I was getting mad the whole time. Bang. If you hit, oh my god, fucking hell, bro. This trade was a piece of shit and a half. W's, W's, W's all around, boys. Fucking hell. This shit was actually. I did not think that this trade, I did not think that this trade was gonna take this long. But W's in the child around, boys and girls, we've done it. This is exactly my mod. Here's the thing why I wasn't okay. I'm gonna go over why I wasn't real super scared. So you guys, as you guys know, I trade AMD. So this is my model right here. Like, this market's gonna do like whatever bullshit I want, and it's gonna go like this. And then this is what I want, right? This is what I trade right here. If you guys see my video, we sweep this low here. We accumulate here into higher time frame gap, whatever, and then manipulate and then distribute higher. So the reason why I was never tr like actually I was more like why is this taking so long is because usually you're gonna get like a few candles of manipulation. Like I don't know if I can find an example here on a higher time frame or something. Uh, I want to find an example in New York because London's always been fucking choppy shit. But basically, you get like four, five, six candles of accumulation. But here in my mind, whenever I'm looking at a candle or whenever I'm looking at a chart, I always see the bigger time frame and the lower time frame. You need to be aware of this. So I'm always looking at the time, and so right now I know that this 1 minute that we're looking at right now is also the opening of a new 5 minute, right? So this candle could go lower, higher, manipulate. It's the opening of a new 5 minute, and if it was I don't know 10 o'clock, it's the opening of a new hour. It's the opening of a new 4 hour. It's the opening of a new 15 minute, right? Like every time I'm looking at the clock and I'm on a time frame, I know which candle's opening, where we're at with any significant candle. So when I was looking at this at 10 o'clock, I knew it was the opening of every single new candle possible. 10 o'clock is the opening of a 4 hour, a 1 hour, a 15 minute, a 5 minute, a 1 minute, is everything. So the reason why I was getting a little impatient with it is because when I'm looking at this here, I know that this is my model playing out on the shorter time frame. So markets are fractal, so people give a lot of people shit for this, but if you drop to the 15 second, this is my exact model playing out, right? Accumulation over here, manipulated to the low, here twice because 10 o'clock opened. That's why I wasn't too scared, but twice swept the low, and then we ended up going for the high, and back into the gap. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution, right? The thing that made me a little impatient is that this is a lot of candles for manipulation and very few for manipulation or accumulation. So I was kind of expecting less of this and a bit of a bigger one of like these. That's why I kept moving my stop a little lower because it could have dug more into here and I didn't want to get wicked out. And then I moved it back because truly, if price was to come down super fast, I would not have moved the stop. I would have just let myself get stopped out. But I don't want to get wicked out, if that makes any sense. So with my model playing out, I kind of felt like I was taking a lot of time, and I was seeing all these new 5 minutes open, these new 1 minute open, these new 15-minute opens, this new 4 hour, 1 hour, whatever. And the more that happens, the more likely it is to just kind of like try to dig down here, right? So that's why I wasn't getting more impatient. I was getting less and less, let's say, confident in the trade. Now, when I journal this trade, I will put it. Initially, if it had gone straight up, I would have put it as like an A plus. No, not an A plus. Let's say an A trade. If I was to give it a grade letter, because we have the SMT down here, tap into 5 minutes, CISD changes the state, proving we're bullish, inverse that 5 minute gap. Like everything was proving us that we were bullish. And then the big ass 1 minute after open, the biggest 1 minute after open that we could find, right? So straight to our uh, drawn liquidity. But the more time we spent in this trade, what time did I enter the trade exactly? This one was stopped at BE. This entered at 9:48. So the longer we were in this trade, the longer I was thinking this new 5 minute might dig lower, this new hourly might dig lower, this new 4 hour might dig lower. And realistically, the 1 minute still holding, the trade ID is still valid, so I'm not gonna exit the trade. I had a TikTok about that. Never exit the trade at break even if your trade is not invalidated. If it's invalidated, you can exit it. But the yeah, so I was getting more and more aware that we could go lower. And the thing is, I don't want to bring my stop down here to accommodate for that, because then my RR is all fucked and I lose hella money if it goes down here, right? So best thing to do is kind of just like trust in your model, trust in your process. So I guess that's my point is like if there's a lesson to all this, it's trust your model, trust your process, but always keep in mind that I should probably make a video about this. I feel like not a lot of traders do this where like right now I'm looking at this candle. This candle should be the one to go higher. Why? If we were to be bullish, because it's the last minute of a 5 minute. So technically, if the candle was to look like this on the 5 minute, or it could retrace a bit, I guess what I'm trying to say. Like let's say the fuck did I just do? Let's say this is a 5 minute candle, right? Or a 15 minute candle or whatever. And it's 10:09. So we're on the last minute before closing the 5 minute candle. If we're bullish, technically the candle should be trying to make this, right? Like the candle already opened here, went lower on the first minute of the candle opening, and then for the next 3 minutes it went up, and then the last minute of the 5 minute it goes down, and that's what creates a candle. If that makes any sense. If you guys have any questions on that, by the way, you could always type it in the comments. But if you're looking at a 5 minute, like here, like this candle here, let's say the 10 o'clock candle, it opened, it went lower. That's what was scaring me. It could have gone a little lower, but it didn't. And then it goes higher, and then it comes back here, right? That's what a candle does. Like right now, we're at the first minute of the candle, and it's shooting up. That's bearish to me because we might be reaching to then come back down. We'll see how this 5 minute closes, but that to me it would have been a really bad sign if I was in this trade. Um, so this 10 o'clock candle, we go back, right? So it's the 10 o'clock 5 minute is from 10 to 5. So, or 10 to 10:05. So it's here. It opened, it went down, it went up. Let me just move this. It went up, and then it went up, retraced, whatever, and then it's just kept going up forever. And then at the last five, like 2 minutes of the candle, that's when it came back down to create that 5 minute candle. If that if that makes no sense for you guys, let me know. But we could have targeted these highs low key and just gone like BE and take some partials, but what's it called? Probability speaking, again, these highs were intact yesterday, and there is some form of bearishness going on, so it's better to just take your profits. Like yesterday, bro, if we had taken our profits, we would have been real happy, wouldn't we, Cam? Yeah, exactly. That's why. Don't feel bad for the way. If it's a win, it's a win. If it's a loss, it's a loss. But just learn from them. I'm gonna go journal this for sure later. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be in the chat, by the way, around like 8:15 because we have NFP and I want to see what NFP does. And NFP is the biggest trade of the month, so I want to see what is if it's gonna rebalance us or if it's gonna. I want to see what's going on. I need to see it in order to trade properly. And it's the first NFP I see that's on a Thursday because of the Friday bank holiday. So we'll see. Where you live, yeah, it's essentially open low, high close and shit. That's the theory behind it, and I don't use it in my trading actively, but I do keep it in mind. We're gonna say, Cam? I don't know if I'll be live at 8:15 because like I don't want to like teach bad habits, and I'm not gonna be trading it, and I don't want people to like start full porting on fucking big news. But I'll definitely be in chat for any questions and shit. N- you want me to go live and you can watch it from my screen? Okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So again, last little example here. This 1 hour candle just opened, barely any bottom wick. It opened at 10 o'clock, right? Went right into that draw that I was talking about. It could sweep these highs, and then is that bullish or bearish? To me, that's bearish because maybe it's just creating that wick to go back down, if that makes any sense. And we also just opened a 4 hour, and the 4 hour is the same thing. Like if you look at that wick down here on the 4 hour, it happened at the beginning of the 4 hour, and then right before the 4 hour ended, it went back up, creating that wick here. So yeah. Anyways, I'm not taking another trade today. That's my rules. One win, I'm out. Ended up being a 1 to 1.7, just which is honestly decent. With a 1 to 1.7, you could have like a probably like a 50% win rate and be profitable. I actually don't know. I'm gonna go check it out. Hold on. So reward, like look at this chart. If you have a 1 to 2 risk to award, you'll be profit. Like 1 to 3, like with a 1 to 1.7, you could be like decent. A lot of people preach the 1 to 5, the 1 to 4 a little bit too much. Like a 1 to 1 is fine with a 60% win rate. And but to me, a 1 to 1 trade that hits TP more often is a lot better for my mental health than a 1 to 5 that rarely hits TP. Like if I was to like have a week where I only have one winning trade and four losing trade, or a week with no winning trade and like then a week with two winning trades or whatever, I would feel worse if you like in my mind, in my head for some reason. Maybe because that's the way I am. For some people that's fine, but that's why I say you need to know yourself and know what you want to do. So yeah, I'd crash out pretty much. Yeah, low key. Like I would start doubting myself, and I would start like I've had a losing month, and it's fine with my because I know my strategy and shit. But if it was consistently like that, I would probably be like I'd probably hate my life to be honest. Because like 80% of the time you're waking up to lose money. But then when you make money, you make way more, sure, but you're still waking up to lose money 80% of the time, you know? Maybe that's just me. Whatever. I have my system that works. All I'm saying is you guys will find yours. I'm confident in it.